Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. I've got my version of the Renekton Sejuani deck that's been floating around to share with everyone. This deck aims to play aggressively statted units and use them to push damage while protecting them with combat tricks. Most of the powerful cards utilize Overwhelm and granting enemies vulnerable to win over the course of multiple attack turns. It's a mid-range deck that focuses on winning combat until it bursts the opponent with Battle Fury. I want to run through my card choices, explain why they're in the deck, and give you the knowledge to pilot the deck yourself. The code for the deck will be in the description below along with the Mobalytics link. Before I get into the deck profile, if you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button to stay up to date with my content. I'm only 1,000 away from a huge milestone, so let me show you something. This is the infamous graph that YouTube shows me that says, hey, people like your content, but they aren't subscribing, which in turn makes me sad. So do me a favor and hit the homie button for your boy. This is the only channel where you can get my specific style of content, so you won't regret subbing, I promise. I also stream on Twitch often, so check me out over there if you're looking for live gameplay. With that, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Alright, so getting into the deck profile, we got nice curve actually. Starts pretty heavy in the early game and then, curves into the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus. 8 of course being Battle Fury, our main burst damage win condition. So yeah, let's get into these specific numbers, talk about each of the cards and why they're in here. So first we have triple Bloodthirsty Marauder. I've seen a lot of lists not run Bloodthirsty Marauder and instead using Omen Hawk as the only 1-drop, but I really like having 6 1-drops to play around in total, and then also having 6 2-drops, and then also 6 3-drops. It just feels really consistent to me to have that kind of nice curve. Also, take a look at that, 2020 Freljord Shurima. I didn't even notice that. That actually just satiates my OCD so much. So yeah, anyways, Bloodthirsty Marauder, 1 mana 3/1, very aggressively statted, is a fearsome blocker immediately in case you're fighting fearsome strategies. Other than that, just really strong unit, can trade up into a lot of things. You can use Exhaust to protect Bloodthirsty Marauder in the early game, and also like Ruthless Predator to make it trade up into 5 HP units, and Troll Chant to protect it as well. So there's a lot of flexibility in case you don't open Omen Hawk, and let's say Bloodthirsty Marauder is one of your only opening cards, and then you're using combat tricks for the rest of your hand and your late game stuff, right? Bloodthirsty Marauder can actually kind of hard carry your early game in order for you to curve into the rest of your stuff and develop your Renekton, develop your Overwhelm and such. So Marauder can come in handy in that regard. However, this is kind of optional. This is just my take on it. I've seen other lists run draw like Preservarium. I've seen Preservarium because the deck has no innate draw, so this is a good replacement if you don't think Marauder is good, or you think it's overkill and you just want to play Omen Hawk on 1 or float 1, because there is a good argument to be had to float 1 mana so you have Exhaust, and then you can play your Ruthless Raider, have Ruthless Raider hit something that's exhausted and whatnot. So yeah, other than Preservarium, I've also seen Alpha Wallclaw as another late game option. I don't run it because I think Renekton, Runner, Sejuani, Yeti is enough, especially since you're playing Yeti on 4, you kind of curve into lethal anyways, and Alpha Wallclaw is a little overkill in my mind. So yeah, those are some of the options you can play around with though. Getting into the rest of the numbers of things that are pretty normal, triple Exhaust of course, because this has Renekton synergy. Renekton wants you to grant enemies vulnerable, or he wants to have Challenger himself. The good thing is we have a lot of cards to generate vulnerable, so perfect for him. Next we have triple Omen Hawk, really good 1-drop of course. Play this on 1, you hit a couple things on top of your deck, you can play them, and then this kind of snowballs you out of control if you hit the right cards. Next we have Rockhopper, 2 mana 3/1. When I'm summon a Roiling Sands. Roiling Sands will give the next enemy unit summoned vulnerable, so this is also really good synergy with Renekton, so we have just an immense amount of vulnerable. Speaking of which, here's even more. This one is a damage trade up, so like I said earlier, you can hit this on Bloodthirsty Marauder and trade up to a 5 HP unit. You can put this on Renekton to hit really heavy. You can put this on Raider to trade up into 5 HP, so really good there. It's just a nice burst option combat trick as well, whereas Exhaust is focused, so you can't use this during combat to grant an enemy -2. You can grant an ally +2 if you have this one, so this can swing fights in your favor or actually push in lethal damage. Next we have triple Ruthless Raider, very solid 2-drop, 2 mana 3/1, doesn't die to 1 HP drains, doesn't die to 1 attack units, so also really good to trade into with Exhaust and stuff. And it's also this deck having vulnerable and forcing combats in your favor on attack turn is so good, because if your opponents are sitting behind elusive units or they're sitting behind their champions that they don't want to attack with, they just want to keep them developed on the board, you can force kill them. So like, let's say your opponent is playing TF, Felios or something like that, either of them, and you can use Ruthless Raider and Exhaust to trade into either one, you know, or any of your other units. It makes it to where your opponents playing high value units that need to stay on the board are now threatened by your deck, which is super, super good if you can actually get the hits in and get the kills off, because you're not only taking away their best generator of resources and value and their win condition, but you're also pushing in Overwhelm damage, which is your win condition, so that you can eventually kill your opponent. After that, we got triple Troll Chant. Best combat trick in the game, in my opinion. Can swing 2 separate fights in your favor during the same combat, or you can just make something completely win in your favor. So yeah, super, super good. Protects your early game units, protects your Overwhelm, protects even if your opponent tries to use damage removal. You can just buff your HP out of kill threshold, so Pog. Next we have Triple Trapper. Trapper kinda nice. Generates a 1 mana 5/5 in the top 3 cards of your deck. Honestly, I think there's a bug, because whenever I play against Averosian Trapper, the Enraged Yeti is always 100% of the time in the top, like the top card of the opponent's deck. So this should say top 1. I don't know what's going on. It's probably a visual bug in my opinion. It still says 3, but yeah. Got Yetis coming out, whatnot. 1 mana 5/5, really good value for you, especially if you can hit it with like Xenotype, or if you can hit it with Omen Hawk. On the same turn you play Trapper, right? So you can play Trapper on 4 along with Omen Hawk, and then boom, you got 6/6 Yeti. So there's kind of some synergy there, especially since we're playing some deck buffing cards. And Xenotype is actually a little bit spicy. I haven't seen a lot of people run it. I've seen some lists, but I really like it in this list. Actually, it has super high variance. So if you hit Renekton, Ruin Runner, or Sejuani, you kind of win the game in my opinion. And there's a pretty high chance of hitting them, because that's 9 of your cards, you know. And it's also okay to hit Yeti as well. Maybe you play him on 5 or 6, maybe even 4. I don't know. It's kind of hard. But Xenotype hitting Renekton or Sej, huge. Hitting Ruin Runner, huge. Like, this can single-handedly win you so many games that it's worth running because of its high variance, and it's also just a good set at 3-drop. That way we get to play the perfect, you know, 6 of each cost unit, right? The 6 1-drops, the 6 2-drops, the 6 3-drops. It just kind of statistically guarantees, quote-unquote guarantees, a good curve for you, so that you can play into having a strong board state. Next we have Renekton, first champion. He gains extra stats if he challenges a unit, so that means if he grabs something that's vulnerable, you can kind of get him leveled over the course of 2 turns pretty easily, protect him with Troll Chant and whatnot, and he's like your first win condition to play around because he pushes in a lot of damage. Next we have Ruin Runner, who's probably the most consistent win condition in the deck, because Ruin Runner has Spell Shield. A lot of people are saying this is better Darius. I kind of agree. 5 mana 6/4 stat line with Overwhelm Spell Shield. If you put Battle Fury on this, oh my god, it's just not fair. You put Xenotype or Omen Hawk hits on this, it's literally just not fair. Like, it's so hard to deal with this card. You have to have like Vile Feast plus Vengeance to effectively deal with this, and that's 9 mana, right? Because of the Spell Shield. That is such a big deterrent for removal based decks, and Ruin Runner just gets in so much free damage because of that. If you have multiple, it's just kind of over. Like, if you open double Ruin Runner and over the course of the game play them both, you just win, in my opinion. It's so strong. Next we got Sejuani, our second champion. Really, really good. Grants Frostbite and Vulnerable, so that's more vulnerable synergy for Renekton. They kind of go well together. She also has Overwhelm, so if she puts in a lot of damage, you can put Battle Fury on her for game as well. Next we have Ancient Yeti. Round end, reduce my cost by 1. So ideally you open with Ancient Yeti in your first hand, you mulligan for him, or you keep him in your mulligan, because best case scenario you can play him on turn 4. So if you're attacking on evens, like best case scenario is attacking with him on attack 4 if you don't have Renekton, or if you have Renekton but you don't really have mana to use Exhaust as well. Yeti is just a really good 5/5 on attack 4 with Overwhelm, so huge bonus there. And then double Battle Fury for game. You can probably manipulate numbers and put in 3. I've seen lists at 3, but I kind of like it at 2, just so that you can kind of see one of them over the course of the game. You can kind of brick if you run 3 and open multiple, and you kind of get like awkward hands, so I like it at 2. You can do what you want with it though, for sure. As long as you don't mess with the 20/20 of each, because this just looks so nice. All that being said, I wanted to provide a good foundation for the deck. Again, I encourage players to mess with the numbers, put in whatever twist you like. There's a little bit of room for spiciness, so definitely take it in whatever direction you want. And that about wraps it up for the deck profile. Now here's some live commentary games so you can see how the deck plays out. I'll be giving context to why I'm playing certain cards, and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. Alright, looks like our first victim is Jarvan Lux with P and Z. Very interesting combo. I've actually not seen this yet. Lux has been on the back burner for quite some time, so I'm pretty interested to see what direction he takes this. I have a pretty nice opening hand actually. I could, if I float 1, it's going to be a little awkward unless I play 2 2-drops, then I can actually float 2 over the course of the game so I can play Renekton on 4 with 2 mana. Maybe I do that honestly. I'm not even attacking on turn 1, so there's no reason to hard mulligan. This is just like an overall flexible hand that does a lot of things. I got one of my Battle Furies too. So I want to play Rock Hopper on attack too, for sure.
Would you look at this place?
So if he plays anything, it's going to get vulnerable.
I go!
Then I won't even have to use Exhaust. Ideally, I top deck a 2-drop here or a 1-drop, so I can float perfect mana. Second Renekton's a little awkward. So I'm going to burn 1 mana, float 3. It's whatever. Remembrance, very typical Demacia fashion. Past 2 turns, play Remembrance. I hope they don't get the Moose. If they get the Moose, I can kind of trade up into it with Predator, so it's okay. We'll see.
You got caught.
Oh, that's worst case scenario. 5/5 with tough. Renekton can kill it, but Renekton will take 5 damage in return. Okay. This is fine.
Right out.
Because Renekton will go up to 6 attack. I don't actually even need to block. I can just take the 5. I don't know how much protection he has in his deck with 4 mana. He could have like Sharp Sight, right? So let's definitely play Renekton.
I'll render bloody path through Shurima.
I don't know if I need to exhaust. I don't think so, since I can use Troll Chant instead. I don't need a damage boost because 6 will kill it immediately. So I guess it'll just depend on what he has. He has Thermo Beam. Okay, so what if I do Troll Chant? If I do Troll Chant, Renekton lives, Renekton can kill this. I don't think Renekton lives through the combat, but it's probably still worth just to get rid of it. It's pretty good damage for me in general. This effectively has 6 HP, so I can't even do Ruthless Predator on top of Rock Hopper, because that would only be 5 damage.
No mercy. Face your end.
I could use Exhaust to save Renekton. I don't think that's worth it though, since I have second one in hand already. I feel like we just hold because Exhaust can come up later. We got 2 of them, so now it's actually kind of awkward. This turn I want to do Marauder and also Renekton, so I'm going to play Marauder first, so Renekton has less chance of getting hit by something. Turn 5, no Lux, no J4.
I will keep us safe.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, let's play Marauder.
Got them for our god.
That's a big dude. 4 mana, 6/5, okay. Alternatively, if he attacked, I could use Predator to trade up.
Eat them alive and spit out their bones. Strike down the corrupted.
But now I can't. So that's a pretty smart attack for him. I'll just take. I don't think he like bursts me from 9 or anything like that with his regions, so it's okay to take. Oh, I have so much combat trick in my hand. What if I do something like this?
Woohoo!
No surrender.
Like, he's at 7. That's pretty scary for him. Let's see what he does. Because I wonder if he gives us barrier or something. Then I can do +4. And he doesn't have anything. Alright, so now we save up mana for like a big swing next attack turn and try to kill him.
The sun is shining. We should too.
Lux is fine. He has to play 6 mana spell this turn. And then I can actually, I can Battle Fury. If he tries to laser Renekton. Oh, spend all your mana and play turrets. Okay.
I've been hiding my light too long.
I'll admit, it's a little spooky. 6121. Okay. He's gonna Final Spark, Renekton, guaranteed. He's gonna do it after combat though. Dude, it'd really suck if he has Get Excited or Aftershock and then just like kills me. Because I'm taking 6 elusive damage here. That's kind of spooky. Yep. I have 10 mana, so I can't really do much. I need to Battle Fury to save my HP, because Final Spark threatens lethal. Oh, he just doesn't do it. Okay, I guess. Sure.
I am their end. Face your end.
We are going to do this then.
We'll find our prey.
Alright, so this threatens lethal, he has to block. And he has to respond with something, and then I use Battle Fury as a response to his response, and then we're good to go. Even if he does something like Judgment, I still win. Because I just have a surprise amount of damage in my hand. And also I swung Renekton into 1 HP turret because it is the squishiest, so it pushes the most. Okay, so he has to come up with, I guess, 2 more damage. Second single combat or a concerted strike will do it. Oh, he doesn't have. Alright, so that's game.
The sands of Shurima will be stained with blood.
Yeah, Renekton just murdered this man. 17 overwhelm damage coming right up.
My board!
Savagery and
Alright, for our second victim we have Sundisk, the 222 list, which is my preferred list for Sundisk as well. Very cool. I'm attacking on even, so I definitely want to keep Ancient Yeti. I just have a nice flexible hand, honestly. I can float early, play Trapper on 3, play Yeti on attack 4, I have Exhaust Troll Chant. I have ways to kill off his Azir then. So he's going to play Sundisk on 1 guaranteed. I have to be careful of Shapestone for the rest of the game since that will be turned on. Yep. No 1-drop. Little unlucky, but it's okay since I'm fine floating mana here. Same with this. I'm just going to play Trapper on defense 3, Yeti on attack 4.
see what we see, soldier.
That's a weak Dune Keeper. He probably used Rite of the Calling here, right? Yep. Oh my god, this guy, he's playing like me. I love it. This is such a sick deck, dude. Pog combo. I could do Xenotype instead of Trapper. Depends on what I need. Do I need a 1-mana 5/5? I don't think so.
Men die, but Shurima lives forever.
I think I'd rather play Xenotype,
That's new.
in all honesty.
Provoking it.
Because I can do Xenotype into like a big unit. I'm not going to have an easy turn to play
Excuse us.
the Yeti, since I want to play this Yeti on 4 and I want to play Rune Runner on 5. I just don't have 1 mana to spare this.
In Shurima's name.
So Xenotype is definitely better in case I hit Sejuani or something on 6. Which is kind of why I like her. Just adds more flexibility. Or it does this, which is even better.
The boy who plays at being emperor.
Holy
Lord's
moly.
beloved soldier, no longer fit to serve.
Dude, even if he has Quicksand, I killed Azir, don't I? No, I don't. I do a lot of damage though. +2 would put me at 9. Oh no, it still does. Oh, it still does. Okay, Quicksand does still kill Azir. We're good. Math checks out.
Good to serve the emperor once more. Let it help you remember who you once were.
Yeah, I feel like I hit the Azir, not the Renekton.
I am their end. No surrender.
I don't know why. I think that's the wrong play. I think I should hit the Renekton, but it's okay.
Bow.
For some reason, I feel like Azir is easier to naturally level, and the only way he develops this now is if he naturally levels Azir. It's kind of my thought process. Yeah, we're definitely gonna play Ruin Runner. I hope to top deck another vulnerable giver. Another exhaust or something along those lines. He's in a lot of trouble next attack turn. Yeah, that attack doesn't make any sense. No way he commits that. Oh, we got it. Nice, that's huge. Let's play Yeti first. I'm not really punished by going wide. And then we can do multiple Omen Hawks, or we can do Trapper. I kind of want to do Omen Hawk just so I have mana for Ruthless Spread and Troll Chant. Because this is a really big swing for me. I need to make sure combat goes my way. Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure I win, by the way. Even though he FFs, I'm pretty sure I win that.
Crack their bones, then we feast.
I just generate so much pressure, and that Xenotype Renekton was exactly what I'm talking about. Great showcase of that combo. Alright, for our third and final victim, we got TF Teemo. So this is what I was talking about in the deck profile of units that want to stay on the board and they don't want to get attacked by anything, but I'm going to give them vulnerable and kill them anyways. That's just what I do. I got a pretty nice curve. I guess I could just keep. I don't see my exhaust or Ruthless Spread, but I'll probably draw into them. Got Renekton as well, so both champs. I mean, this is just extremely nice. 2, 3, 4. Interesting, so he's running early discard package. The kind of stuff you'd see in Jinx Draven discard aggro. That's fine. I get to play Rockhopper now.
Sun's beneath me and wind's behind me.
Yeah, next thing he plays will be Vulnerable. Thank you, Rolling Sands. I got Trapper here. Now I see the exhaust, which is really good. I can play Renekton and I have exhaust mana for him. I'm not attacking on even, so I have to do this on attack 5, so that's a tiny bit awkward, but it should be fine.
Heard there was a little fella asking for me.
Better yet, let's do this.
Hot on the trail.
Yeah, it's something like this, right?
Gonna catch the sky.
I don't really want to trade my 3-1. I think that's an int.
My pretties.
Alright, cool. Oh, another exhaust.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk.
That's a really good top deck. Now on turn 4, or on attack 5, I can do Yeti and exhaust. Yeti's so good, man. This is so insane. You got double peddler though.
Look out!
Hey, don't puff cap me, bro. He's playing P&Z Bilge. There's nothing wrong with blocking like this.
Out of my way.
And like this, I guess. Yeah, nothing wrong with this. If he has removal, he'd do it now. What he probably wanted me to do is damage my Renekton for some reason. Then he could like try to finish off with a Mystic Shot if I blocked Renekton to 2-1. But I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm okay taking damage, of course. Yeah, that was a good trade for me. Now I don't even have to exhaust. I can just throw Renekton into the Scuttler. Play Yeti. So if he has TF Gold card, it will stun Yeti, and then Renekton can grab TF with exhaust. So I have a lot of flexibility this turn. If I don't need to exhaust, I have my Yeti I got from Trapper, so I have a really nice turn. Really, really good. Really flexible too, depending on what he plays.
Still like a yodel in uniform.
Cut them down. Face your end.
Yeah, let's do it. I think it's worth an exhaust. This is quite good for me. I don't really care too much about his puff caps. If he plays Teemo, I'll frostbite it. Or I can also troll chant the Teemo. Yeah, I have double troll chant, so he can even hit my Nexus if he wants to. Maybe it's Yeti. I'm pretty sure I play Yeti this turn. And then play Sejuani on attack 7.
Never lost a fair game.
Blue?
Played one.
Yeah, TF Blue's fine.
Serpentine.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it. Then I'm gonna do Yeti, and then I'm gonna do Sejuani on attack 7. I burn a lot of mana doing this, but maybe I can use a Troll Chant this turn if he uses a removal spell like 5 mana Thermo Beam. Then I can save my Renekton. Mystic Shot is fine. What else you got? You got something else for him? No? Okay. Oh, Battle Fury. Wait, don't I just open attack in Battle Fury? Because this threatens lethal, he has to block, and then I just send Battle Fury into his face. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do that. That way he can't even thermo or anything. Mystic Shot. Battle Fury. Okay. Maybe he tries to do something else. I still have Troll Chant, so yeah, perfect. Great.
Crack their bones, then we feast.
So as you can see in those games, there was a lot of decision making. That's what truly makes a mid-range deck fun to me, is all those different options that I have to me. I can play units, or I can save mana, or I can use the combat trick. The deck really rewards you for making the right plays, saving the right amount of mana, using the right cards at the right times, and then just absolutely decimating your opponent with, 12 plus damage in a single attack. It's really, really scary. You know what's really funny as well? Marauder, I didn't see Marauder in any of the games, not one time. I don't know what the odds of that is, but I never even saw a single one. So Marauder was completely irrelevant. Definitely worth taking out if you don't want to run Marauder. You can do the Preservarium, like I mentioned, or the Wild Claw, whatever you want to do. So yeah, that's it for this one. Please like and subscribe if you thought this video was informative or entertaining. It really helps me out since I'm still trying to grow. Don't make me break out that graph again. I'll be releasing more deck profiles, guides, and gameplay highlights in the near future. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters.